ladies and gentlemen, into the Heroes International Nations Cup qualifier for France. This is going to be the, I have it written down, the Les Saucissonneurs, which is the sausage makers versus pigs. So it's very fitting that we have the sausage makers versus pigs. This is Nations Cup, and it works with the Meta Madness rules. Now, I do want to just quickly explain this, as we always do at the start of all of these sort of best-of-5 qualifiers. So, the way things are going to work is that you are going to be having your 6 bands at the top of the screen. Those are only for the map that we're currently on. So let's say Lucio's banned away here. Lucio can be picked in the next map. Now, when we get into the actual pick phase, the 10 heroes that'll be picked, those are what the bans are going to be into map number 2. So let's say there's a first pick Joanna. Let's say somehow, some way, Joanna's going to be first picked on Battlefield of Eternity. It's not that crazy of an idea. She will no longer be available for the rest of this best of 5, only playable in this Battlefield of Eternity map. So as we progress through these maps, there will be more and more unavailable heroes. We are guaranteed at least 3 maps, as this is a best of 5 series. So by the time we get to map number 3, there's going to be 20 heroes of the 90 that'll be banned away. So that is just kind of the way that things will be working. But as I had mentioned, things like a Nubrak or even Hogger, they're only banned away for Battlefield. They can be picked up on the next map. It's just this ban phase is kind of the target bans of what you don't want to deal with. That is how the draft system works here for the Nations Cup. There are going to be the qualifier matches starting on the 18th of April. That is going to be this Tuesday. I'll be doing all the coverage. I will be doing as much coverage as I possibly can. I really shouldn't miss any games other than on the weekend, because those casting days start at 5 a.m. my time, and that's when I'll be waking up. So I'll probably miss the first best of 3 during the weekend qualifiers. But otherwise, we got a lot of Here's the Storm casting coming up this week, so be sure to come by for all of those days of stream as we continue to see what's going to happen here on Battlefield of Eternity. Also, those qualifier matches are all going to be, the round-robin matches are all going to be best of 3s. If you'd like to find out more about the Nations Cup, you can use exclamation bracket. So we've got a few bans, just a few targeted bans on bruisers and tanks. But what are we going to kick things off here on Battlefield of Eternity with? Is there going to be the early Genji? It's going to be a Li Ming. Li Ming, fantastic for this map. Very versatile mage, being able to poke, reset, and also race down the Immortal. On the opposing side, for the Sausage Makers, we'll see what they are able to start things out with. Now, Li Ming and Genji, that's an old double reset composition. Could be the direction that Pigs will go into, but, as I had mentioned before, in other qualifiers, Genji is a hot commodity in Europe, and we'll see if he's going to be an early grab. There it is. Early Genji with a Urel, so a lot of good control coming out from her, and then the dive from Genji into the back line for burst ability into these lower healthful heroes and also sustain harassment. On to things like Li Ming. We're looking at the next 2 picks. We still have that Lucio up and available. Banana is on the right-hand side. Ana as well, I was going to mention too, but this is going to be a Brightwing grab and a Muradin on top of that. So Muradin, just strong all-around tank for a map like this. Plays well into the Li Ming and the Brightwing. You have the Stormbolt into a Polymorph into burst ability from Li Ming. As we get into our next ban phase, we are going to be considering what here? We're going to be... honestly, it could just be another solo lane target ban. Could be another Dequaza target ban here. Sylvanas. Not too upset about a ban onto her. Push potential amplified with the Immortal is really strong. As we get a... probably a healer. I would expect a healer priority ban. Like Rhaegar, Lucio. Even Ana wouldn't be too bad, just to get rid of the Bladdock Grenade for the phase shift denial. Decker Kane could be a consideration, but I doubt it. Probably a Lucio. I feel like Lucio would work well with the Urel Genji. High 5s for the cleanse at level 10. No, they're just going to get rid of Shimada Bro synergy, so no Hanzo for the race into the Immortal. Okay. Still leaves things like the Lucio up and available, which is really, really good. The high 5 value could be massive into late game Muradin with, I'm assuming, Skullcracker at 7, and then you also have the Piercing Stormbolt. And cooldown reduction from level 10. Ooh, okay. ETC Anduin, a very early ETC with so many things up and available, like Joanna, who has, I guess, no priority whatsoever. It's a little surprising to me. I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of wild that we have a 0 Joanna priority in this game, but we will be going ahead and getting into these last few picks for both sides, and with the Li Ming, Brightwing, Muradin, gonna need a solo lane, gonna need some extra race damage, race potential. Greymane Dahaka. Okay. Alright, this is fantastic realistically. I love this. Really good composition. Dive, burst, Greymane, Li Ming play well together. Muradin Greymane, excuse me, can dive in with the Muradin. Dahaka with some sort of flank, or with the ability to flank Rush Talk into enemies. God, it's early. Excuse me. Oh, let's see.
Here we go again.
Okay, I like it, actually. That's really good drafts from both sides. Really, really good drafts from both sides. I will go ahead and swap us into the casting screen and start us out on a prediction. So we got the sausage makers on the left and pigs on the right. Alrighty, there you go.
Hey, listen.
There we are. Don't know how many people have woken up for the games today, but either way, there is a gamble going if you'd like to make some Twitch predictions, chat. If you would like to make some predictions, the gambles are open. But I do understand that it's very early, and I'm usually never this early streaming. No, we're still dropping frames. I love Spectrum. Love my internet. Overall, though, for both teams, I do really think the sausage makers could take this map. I mean, Pigs is, of course, a stacked team of fantastic players. That is something we can't ignore. But the draft that the sausage makers have made, I really do think this is something that could be a win. I do think this could be a win for the sausage makers. Maybe we get a qualifier that goes the distance. We're going to find out here as we get into map number 1. In the French qualifier, on the left-hand side, we have the sausage makers. Panda Colada on the Chromie, play on the ETC. Warren on the Anduin. We've got Genji, played by MGQB. And Acelios, I think is how you say their name, on the Urel. To the right-hand side, we've got Pigs. We've got Dequaza on the Dahaka, Banana on the Brightwing, Yasu on the Greymane, Masquerade to play this Muradin, and Nagram playing the Li Ming. You've still got some time if you'd like to make some predictions. ETC going block stacks at level 1 with the block party, and Chromie going deep breathing. Everything else looking pretty standard across the board. Nothing else of major note outside of, I guess, block party for ETC. No idea what they're having a little chat here in the solo lane. You love their name in English? Well, I could flub my horrible French all morning for you guys, but I don't think people really want to hear that. I don't think people want to hear me constantly go, "Les saucissonneurs," with completely wrong inflections. But either way, Dequaza up in the top lane, getting bopped around by Acelios. This is going to be pretty tame, I would expect, in the top lane for the time being. We'll keep an eye up there if there is a rotation for maybe a gank potentially. As Yasu and Nagram work on this camp, ETC stepping up, but I don't know if he'll be able to sneak this out for the team. Chastise from the Anduin will be thrown out. Chromie gonna get the time stop onto the Dahaka, who brush stalked in. Armor reduction with the time troubles level 2 for her. Minus 15 armor to the enemy, plus 30 armor to the allies for 3 seconds on either. Dahaka did go enhanced agility, so he is going to be able to meander his way back into the top lane quite quickly without losing much experience. Might have missed some tiny amount of experience in that, but realistically it's not that big of a deal for Dequaza. This is just bottom lane. Cleared out by the members of the Sausage Makers as MG jumps in for a little bit of poke onto Nagram. Chromie dropping some sand from the sky. And Li Ming drops is going to be falling a little bit low in HP, but not threatening to actually get a kill onto her. Good morning, Bard. Hope you're well today. Thanks for streaming today. Thanks for being here. We got Baja Ross coming up later as well. We're going to have a nice, cozy afternoon of painting. I have 2 painting ideas. I think I'm going to let chat vote on which painting we do. Because it's going to take me a little bit of time to swap between casting and painting. I got to, you know, change keyboards and move a chair in here and stuff like that. So while we do that, I have, there's like 2 or 3 paintings that I like, so we'll let chat vote on which one it is. I think that'll be fun. You've arrived and you're missing coffee. Oh man, I am just chugging down tea right now. It is. I've been up since 5. It's an early one today, but it's worth it for y'all. Next week, by the way, is all Heroes casting because there's so much Nations Cup available. We'll do other games as well, but every stream is going to start with Heroes next week. So I hope if you enjoy Heroes casting, you're in for a treat. The Haka looking for a drag, not able to get a pull onto anyone, and Dayquaza and the friends will start racing down the Immortal. Genji, Chromie, Urel to do the same thing on the north side of the map as we get into the 50% mark. Now, ETC is going to try and back away. Did he go CA? Did go speed metal at level 4. I was like, that ETC is rocking and rolling, and he is moving around quite quickly. Utility-based ETC for the team, as the block party applies block to himself and allies nearby, and speed metal doing the same. Not sure on the radius of those effects. I'm assuming it's going to be the same amount. It doesn't, it just kind of says nearby allies. Good morning, Ton. If I missed anyone in chat, I do apologize if you're lurking. Thanks for lurking and hanging out this early. Alrighty, Big Bad Bellows to the bottom lane as he's going to be dealing 546 standard damage, 1,092 damage into structure, so he'll have 13,700 HP. And how many points of shielding? Let's find out as he moves into bottom lane. 4,124 points of shielding, so a pretty beefy boy in the bottom lane to be able to take down this fort as the fort front gate is shredded. The Immortal moving into melee range just because now that the shielding has dissipated or has been cleared out. If you didn't know, that is actually how it works. But the fort will be the priority for the side of Pigs as the sausage makers do their best to defend, trying to play with the tower shots as well. A brush stock from Dahaka slowed down by the time troubles of Chromie. Li Ming throwing in a combo here and there as MGQB was looking for a flank. And I don't think he's going to be threatened right now. This Genji absolutely fine. The Immortal takes down the fort, gets some damage onto the keep front gate. Alright, Wizened Duelist for the Grey main. 9 stacks out of 20 for the Chromie. We've got 31 out of 75 for the Genji. No piercing light stacks for the Anduin just yet, and 2 out of the 10 for Dayquaza on the enhanced agility. So moving at 124% right there. Camp quickly grabbed. Today I learned that Stream Deck will display animated GIF buttons. Yep, or GIF as icons. Yes, they will. Nice little quality of life they added in a bit ago as ETC will be traded for the Brightwing in this. That's a reset for Li Ming. Warren so very low, 90 HP. I think the lowest was like 80 something at a point. Dahaka goes down. That's going to be Masquerade falling. Genji getting a reset. Nagram is the target. Is able to get the blink over the wall. Li Ming is A-okay as Panda Colada and MG will try and poke at this fort front gate, get a little bit of siege from afar as the Immortal phase will be spawning here. But the good thing is for the members of Pigs, they've got low death timers and they'll be up and available for the race of this next objective phase. We got 10 talent here, so you know what the dealio is. We'll cycle through those other numbers if you want to take a look at the damage, healing, and experience thus far in map number 1 in this best of 5 qualifier for the Nations Cup. Oh, excuse me, the French qualifier for the Nations Cup. Is Stream Deck used for someone that doesn't stream? Yes. I have friends that do video editing, and they use Stream Deck for that. It's good for Photoshop. basically, if you do, like, you can make Excel, like I was telling this to Gato, you can make Excel shortcuts on your Stream Deck. Because you can do key combinations. I mean, quite literally, the cycling of stats at the bottom, that is just a key combination with delay buttons in there. Or, excuse me, delays. I can show you in between games how it works. It's a little bit easier to show visually. Masquerade not going to get hit by the light bomb from Genji, as the Swift Strike might have been on cooldown just a little too late, or maybe pressed the button a little too late. Doesn't matter. Genji, Shuriken Mastery is going to be completed for the time being. Masquerade just hammering through this Immortal as Genji and Chromie are doing the same thing on the lower side. We have a power slide. Mosh pit from ETC. Polymorph from the Brightwing will interrupt the mosh pit for the time. Or actually, we'll just completely interrupt it right there. Righteous Hammer from Yrel into Nagram into the sidewall. Leap of Faith from Anduin. Genji pulled away. Greymane goes in for the throat, finds a kill. Isolation onto, what is this, Yrel? Yes, it is. She can't press the Ardent Defender in time, and that is a double kill quickly to the side of Pigs. The Sausage Makers are getting... I was going to say scrambled, but that's not right. The Sausage Makers have been ground up, and the Pigs will be able to take this objective phase. Also, by the way, Cupcakes, if you don't want to commit to having like all the buttons, there is the Stream Deck Mini. So if you're only like, oh, I only want like 9 buttons, I don't need the full like 16 or whatever it is. No, 15, sorry. I think there's like a 6 button, a 15 button, and then there's the giant, you know, the XL. Seared. Oh, that's a, yeah, you know what? The Sausage Makers got seared. That was good. That was really good. Better than what I thought of. Temporo Loop, Isolation, poor Genji getting pulled around everywhere, but Brightwing is the one who will be falling in this engagement. A little surprised by that one. We do have Belif, as I mentioned, in the top lane. We'll take a look at his stats. 1,284 damage into structures from this Immortals. They move into melee range, dropping that shield. ETC with a little face melt, bopping back the enemy. And this will be the top lane fort to fall. Yrel does push in a bottom wave into the fort front gate during all of this, but the fort is confirmed, and the Pigs will back away, setting up for a camp in top lane. And they'll also be able to grab their 13 talent here. ETC, you are so far from your team. Like, ETC is miles away from his team here. I'm sorry. These players are way, way, way better than I am, but I was just like, man, ETC, you are in BFE there, bud. Now the Pigs got sausaged. Yes, yes. Either way, ETC will be dead for 5 seconds here. 2 stacks for the Anduin Piercing Light. Greymane with 15 stacks on Wizened Duelist. Dahaka, Dequaza does have 5 on the Enhanced Agility, so that's going to be Mount Speed, 130 movement, 130% movement speed after tapping a bush for 5 seconds, but still another 10% can be gained. Another 10% can be gained as this map does continue. Drag onto ETC will be not close enough, or it's going to be just shy, if you will. Bottom lane keep front gate going to be going down. Nearly the entire gate going down. Unable to take down that last tower, but that's all fine. 4 to 5 in the kills so far. We set up for another Immortal phase in the next 27 seconds. Dequaza pushed up a wave in top. A camp to be grabbed on the right-hand side. Otherwise, realistically, yeah, all camps are a little too far away to be grabbed before the Immortal phase. Anchoring from Masquerade gives him the globe as well. Gonna set up in the bush over here. Dequaza just below. ETC gets dragged. ETC once again a little too far forward from the team is gonna get punished. That cow has been cooked. And it looks like meat's back on the menus, as well as Fade Dragons? No, not Fade Dragons. But I forget. I don't know what Chromie is in the World of Warcraft lore, but either way, she's dead. We've got a top lane camp still pushing in, and I do believe this will be another objective phase over to the side of the Pigs. Actually, Masquerade and Banana are hanging around, pushing up this top wave into the keep front gate, so maybe gonna get a little bit of siege here. Dahaka did push up the bottom wave, still hanging out around down here, trying to confirm at least the last tower. Immortals move into the second phase here. I didn't look. I was going to say, I didn't look. I keep seeing Masquerade chucking Stormbolts into the Immortals, and I'm just like, did he go Sledgehammer at 4? I didn't. I kept not looking every time. Dahaka gets the phase shift from Brightwing just in time. Temporal Loop onto Brightwing. She phases out, denying the burst ability onto her. And Masquerade, Dwarf tosses away. He's got the block stacks from level 1. Greyman actually jumps onto the Genji, who gets pulled back from the Leap of Faith. Dahaka jumping in as well. Isolation onto ETC. Muradin with the Dwarf launch. 16 talent tier helping out a ton with that. Greymane, Yasu goes for the throat and finds the kill. Is there a reset to grab Panda Colada? Timeout from Panda Colada. Is there enough time? No, there isn't. Chromie will fall. This is a Stormbolt into Urel. She's got Ardent Defender available. We do have the Genji falling on the lower half of this fight. Yasu getting the phase shift. And meanwhile, by the way, in the top lane, you have Big Bad Belith pushing things up. Still 10k shielding, 20,000 health overall, and I did not even look at the damage. About 1,500 into structures, but it doesn't even matter because top lane keep doesn't need to be take down. They can go straight to core. Pigs are going to try and end map number 1 here in 13 minutes or so. Once again, ETC going to be punished. Youch. ETC just absolutely annihilated every single time they get the opportunity on the side of Pigs. Top lane keep does go down, and the Immortal will start to push onto core, which will pull back the Sausage Makers. Yasu sees that as a green light to go in. Extract from the Genji, gonna try and find a kill. MG with the deflect, 48 HP. Brightwing with the spit finds the kill. The Immortal gets the core down to 50%. And ladies and gentlemen, I do think this is... Oh, wait, hold on. Hold on! Oh, no, I can't hold on to anything. This is ETC respawning. Greymane pushing up the wave. The catapult available. Go for the throat onto Panda Colada. Mosh pit from ETC, dragged by Dahaka. Panda Colada gets a desperate prayer, but the core does fall, and map number 1 goes over to the side of Pigs. Neither team has a butcher? No one took butcher. We did have a butcher yesterday. Which, that VOD will go up on YouTube tomorrow. The VOD for this will go up whenever I get around to editing it. Because I'm going to start my day and a half off later today after stream. I take the dogs for a walk, and then I'm going to do a movie marathon. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, into the Nations Cup. We are here in the French qualifier, and on the left-hand side, we've got Pigs, because they decided to change sides for whatever reason. And on the right-hand side, it is going to be the Sausage Makers. Welcome in for map number 2. We're going to Infernal Shrines. There's my draft sheet I was trying to find on my other tab. So there have been 10 heroes played so far, which means Urel, Genji, ETC, Anduin, Chromie, Li Ming, Brightwing, Muradin, Greymane, Dahaka are unavailable for this next map and for the rest of the season. Or for the rest, excuse me. For the rest of the best of 5. God dang, my brain. It's way too early. Fifth Element, though, we just watched Fifth Element in Discord, like, last month. We're watching, Badoop. But I mean, like, realistically, Fifth Element, it's all, Chris Rock, right? Chris Rock? Yeah. No, Chris Tucker. Chris Tucker steals the show in Fifth Element. Let's be honest. Fifth Element is good because of Chris Tucker. I love him so much in that movie as, was it Ruby Rose? I think is the character name. I don't know why I flip them all the time, Chris Rock and Chris Tucker. Alright, we have a Genji, or not a Genji, excuse me, a Junkrat, Blaze, a Hogger, and a Lucio ban. First pick, Hanzo, though, on the right-hand side. As a reminder, the teams did swap sides. We will have a Twitch prediction for this game, but of course, just want to remind you that the players were just, they didn't want to play on the same sides of the map. They wanted to kind of keep it spicy here for all of you at home, keep you on your toes. As a Sylvanas and Leoric will be grabbed for Infernal Shrines. You could put anyone else in the movie with Bruce Willis and Chris Tucker and probably not notice. What do I do with this? I ain't never fired a gun before. As I said, like Mila Jovovich, yeah, she's all right in Fifth Element, but Chris Tucker steals the show, and Bruce Willis is just, it's Bruce goddamn Willis, man. Space opera moment's cool too. Anyway, sorry, my apologies. I get all excited about Fifth Element. Rhaegar, Joanna, Hanzo, a very good core composition from the side of the Sausage Makers. This is just like a strong healer, great damage, wave clears available with Hanzo as he can go into Explosive Arrow. You've got Joanna for Condemn, pulling up the minion waves, to collapse the minion waves or group up the minion waves, as well as the Skeletal Defenders around the objective. Malthael. It's Cho'Gall! They're gonna Cho'Gall, chat! It's gonna happen. They're absolutely gonna do it. This is it. This is the Cho'Gall. It's gonna happen. Why else would you ban Malthael? I mean, I joke around, but honest to God, they could go that direction, 100%. Oh, Gary Oldman. Oh God, Gary Oldman as the villain. I forget about that. Gary Oldman as the villain is so good. 0 stones, 0 crates. He is really good, yeah. It's a star-studded cast. I mean, Fifth Element through and through is a great movie. Anyways. Just do it. Just Cho'Gall it. Just do it. Cowards! My hopes and dreams. The whole ZF1 presentation is awesome. Oh yeah. With like the whole he marks the target behind him and then he shoots the gun towards the people who's trying to sell the gun. That's just, yeah. It's seriously, like, there's just so much good stuff in Fifth Element. Alright, Sonya Tychus rounds out the draft. As I had said, the Sausage Makers have a really just well put together, well-rounded draft. They've got decent CC. Mephisto will be the last pick. That is kind of terrifying, I'm not gonna lie. Mephisto on this map is really good. Rhaegar, he does have the Purge at level 1, or excuse me, baseline. Tychus has a self-cleanse with Commandeer Odin, Joanna, Iron Skin. I said it last game and I'll say it this game. I do think the Sausage Makers could potentially win this. Let's go ahead and start a prediction. Oops. Control C. Pigs is on the left and the Sausage Makers on the right. There is your prediction. You know the dealio.
Hey, listen.
Prediction has begun. No Cho'Gall, you got my hopes up. Look. I will scream about a Cho'Gall whenever I can. Now, does that mean they're gonna pick it? Absolutely not. I see a Malthael ban. I see a Sylvanas in the Sylvanas Leoric in the 1-2. That's definitely a Cho'Gall possibility, a Cho'Gall ability, a Cho'Gallity. Anyways, on the left-hand side, you have the members of Pigs up in this best of 5 here in the French qualifier for the Nations Cup. You got Dequaza on the Leoric. There's your level 1s if it does impact your bet. Masquerade on the Tyrael, Banana on the Malfurion, Yasu to play the Sylvanas, and Nagram on the Mephisto. To the right-hand side, we've got the Sausage Makers. Warren on the Rhaegar. Panda playing the Hanzo. Play on the Joanna. I said it before. My brain can't do it. It's too early. Asilios on this Sonya. And MGQB on the Tychus. Let's get into mid lane and see how things look. We've got Tough as Nails for the Sonya, level 1. No slam from her. Did they switch snide? Those sneaky Germans? Germans? We're in the French qualifier, homie. We are Western Europe. We've gone more west. Yesterday was the Germany qualifier. There is a French qualifier later today. I will not be casting it. We'll be doing Bahamut, and there is a German qualifier tomorrow. I will not be casting that because it is my day off tomorrow. I will be doing all of the group casting. Basically, the groups start the first round of Nations Cup groups starts on Tuesday and goes through the weekend as well, so I'll be doing all of those. I will miss one match on Saturday, one match on Sunday, because those days start at 5 a.m. my time, and that is when I'll be waking up, so that way I can start stream at 6:30, so yeah. I will miss one game, one of the best of three, and all of those will be best of threes. All of those are best of threes. Either way, we continue to see what's happening here on Infernal Shrines map number 2. Sonya catching some soak in mid lane, while the allies will grab a camp in the bottom lane after that mid grab. Tyke is starting this out right now. We've got some heals out from Rhaegar. Camp is mostly done. It's not mostly done, actually. It was about a third of the way or so. Hanzo will pick up a couple stacks with a nice scatter off the side wall, and the camp is still going to go over to the side of the sausage makers. I'm also American, so I lump all European crunchies together. Ah! Okay. Got that NA geography. Sonya spears it onto this Leoric, and she is gonna bite a whole lot of damage. Take a whole lot of damage? I don't know why I said bite. And we have Frozen Punisher, first objective for the mid lane announced. It's up and available for contest in 25 seconds. We will have the bruiser camps on the right and the left-hand side to be grabbed for the top lane. Some extra experience as Leoric does push onto the fort front gate and top. Sonya spinning through. She is Shot of Fury at level 4. We also have the Paralyzing Rage for Leoric. This increases the slow from 40% to 60%. Is New York in Nebraska or Wyoming? I believe New York is in New Jersey. I can feel the New Yorker hatred for that statement. They're distinctly different, Bahamut. Mephisto's able to get out with a Shade of Mephisto, or at least he jumped it originally just to get some of these skeletal defenders, and the race is actually quite close between both the sides. Leoric will be forced away, taking quite a bit of damage from some scatters, and the Tychus sustained damage. And this might just be first objective phase over to the side of the Sausage Maker. Yasuo goes in with the Haunting Wave. That's a great route from Malfurion onto Warren, who gets a chain heal out just in time. The skeletal defenders are rapidly rising to the side of the Sausage Makers as Joanna doesn't go down. Sonya to be traded. Hanzo gets the natural agility over the wall. And I lied. The objective phase will go over to the pigs. What's in Ohio? Buffalo? Good Iron Skin from Joanna, pulls the Punisher to the lower side of this lane, and they can get some easy clear on it as Mephisto jumps forward to poke onto the enemy. Some shield glares from Joanna as well, slowing down the siege into the fort front gate as the tower shots onto Masquerade are going to zone him away a little bit here. Warren is going to be dropping down to 50%, but it's actually MGQB who we've got to look at. Really getting pressured by that Mephisto, and that might be a kill. No, almost. Actually, Leoric gets the... No, the Punisher jumps in, and it's a double kill set up by the Punisher. Oh, man. What was looking like a defendable objective phase has fallen apart on the side of the Sausage Makers. Tana's left chat. Hey, you know what's in Ohio? Horrible chili. That's what's in Ohio. They got that nasty-ass Skyline chili. I'm out of tea. I've managed to chug it all down already. 10 talent tier will almost be here for the members of Pigs. So while they take down this bottom lane fort, let's take a look at the damage, healing, and experience that's been gained by both of these teams. As the 10 talent tier be at the top. Consume Soul, really? Consume Soul Mephisto as the... Oh my god, Sanctification coming out just in time. Saving Mephisto from getting bodied in bottom lane. Hanzo finishes out his scatter level 1, simple geometry. 5 minutes, 44 seconds in. Nagram! Oh my god, gets a shield, gets some speed, and now Yasu drops the Wailing Arrow and does go down to Tychus. Joanna steps forward, the Iron Skin eats the Consumed Soul, but Hanzo will... Oh, the Entomb! The Entomb is massive!
Hero slain. Quadra kill.
The Entomb was massive. Dequaza going fishing for some Prime Gamings and coming out with just a bucket full of heroes. What's up, Blueberry Bean? Hello, Frozen Italiano. If I missed you in chat, welcome in. Thanks for coming by and checking out the qualifier. We do have Baja Ross later on, so we got a nice fun day of streaming. Hope you all stick around for the art stream. You know what they say in Philly? No, I don't. Flush twice, Jersey needs the water. That was funny. That was clever. 7-2 in kills, 13 talent tier, half a level away, favoring the side of Pigs in this best of 5 French qualifier for Nations Cup. Yasu activates the Black Arrows, throws in the Haunting Wave. Leoric makes quick work of the wave, and we will see a bit of damage on the top lane fort. Next objective phase, mind you, is in the bottom lane, Arcane Punisher. We've got Impaler camps in mid and bottom, favoring Pigs. The Sausage Makers have grabbed their own Bruiser camp for the top lane, but Fallen Shaman camp or not, the objective phase is here in 30 seconds, and you're down 13 talent tier. Either you make some sort of insanely good play and get a kill or two, or you back off and you set up for a defense around the Arcane Punisher push bottom lane. Not exactly sure how they want to play this on the side of the Sausage Makers, but we're going to find out quite quickly. Masquerade activates the objective area. Skeletal defenders are here. Wrath of Berserker from Sonya. She will spear into Dequaza. Commandeer Odin down from Tychus as well. It's everyone's favorite stat that actually isn't tracked properly in the game. Sylvanas is showing in lane and top, and that is going to be... Well, Sylvanas gets the top lane fort, but Dequaza does go down. That's a chunk of experience over to the side of the Sausage Makers. They do lose their top lane fort, but... maybe they get this objective phase. Maybe this is a bit of a momentum shift in their favor. We're going to have to see how they play this. Consume Soul from the Mephisto. Will not get a kill. Wailing Arrow from Sylvanas. They were trying to dive onto Panda Colada. The Arcane Punisher, a huge arrow connecting onto the Malfurion as Masquerade gets... oh, that's a fantastic entomb. But Masquerade got a wonderful Sanctification. MG goes down. Panda Colada to follow. Dequaza is going to be able to mace Sonya. Nope. Sylvanas actually gets the kill, and this is going to be bottom lane keep assailed by the side of Pigs. Does Sylvanas have Black Arrows? She absolutely does. She can activate those, lock down the keep, and death timers are low. Are they looking for end, or are they just looking to take out the keep and get the consistent catapult pressure through bottom lane with no matched catapults? Based on their positioning, it's seeming like that, but the death timers, as I mentioned, are low. And this isn't even the keep to fall. Masquerade is going to be able to finish out the Immortal in bottom lane. And the fort is going to be still around 75% of its HP. Big Doo-Doo Head, thank you for using your Prime Gaming here. I'll resend your alert when we get out of game as Dequaza will fall. I keep going and grabbing my cup of tea, but it's empty. Alrighty, so with a camp available and New York dead for 16, they're going to invade on the side of the Sausage Makers. Half a level to go for 16 talent tier on the side of Pigs. Dequaza about to respawn. Activated Wrath of Berserker from the Sonya. She's slamming her way through these Sylvanas, excuse me. Warren on the right-hand side, though, is being pressured by Masquerade. Another Entomb from Dayquaza. That is going to be an arrow wide from Hanzo as well. Spear from Sonya. Tranquility played by Banana, utilized by Banana. And Sonya spins away. Great sanctification from Masquerade, stepping into MGQB, who is trying to back away. A root from Malfurion, asleep with Emerald Dreams. Dayquaza so low, does go down. MGQB is still alive. Masquerade to fall as well. Gonna look at the Tychus, consume soul. Doesn't get the kill. Nice little dash from MGQB on that Tychus, able to avoid the explosion from Tyrael. And man, oh man, 10-7 in kills, but the experience gap is really starting to kind of close here. We actually have less kills yielding more experience, favoring the side of the sausage makers. But of course, the passive experience gain, 4,000 difference. That's where a chunk of experience has gone over the side of Pigs. Everyone back and available. Masquerade coming from core. We've got MGQB working their way back as well. Grenade over the far side of the wall to help out with the camp. Next objective phase. Mortar Punisher in the top lane. I wasn't counting in total, but I think this is our 4th Punisher of the game. That sounds about right, but I feel like I'm wrong. I blink and there's Rhaegar's health gone. Ancestral Healing, I think, was put on a 10-second cooldown as I'm looking at it right now. And we have Sonya's really deep trying to make a play. Bless Shield from the Johanna, and oh my god, they do make a play. Sanctification comes out just a touch too late. Can't save the Sylvanas. Sonya will be traded. It's 2-for-1 favoring the side of Pigs. It's going to be a 3-for-1 in just a second as the Johanna does go down, and I think this might just be a team wipe. That's Hanzo to fall. Leoric's got the slows with that paralyzing rage level 4, and it's a
Team kill!
Black arrows from Sylvanas don't exist because she's dead for 22. Dayquaza said, hey, I'll tank some shots. Let's go in and take down this fort really, really quickly, and we're gonna attempt to do so. Sanctification down for 54 seconds. Masquerade now the one tanking shots, and Dayquaza says, oh, maybe I'll go get an objective phase on top. But that is keep down in bottom lane, meaning consistent catapult pressure with no periodic catapults to match or anything to match. And those catapults are dealing what into structures? They're going to be dealing 247 standard into structures. That is 494 damage. And as we have 15-8 in these kills, 61 stacks on that Mithril Mace for the Leoric, and he has begun this objective phase. Alright. Sonya trying to steal away a few of these skeletal defenders. It's even Talontiers for the time being. Wrath Berserker going to be popped. Dayquaza taking a lot of damage, and that's Leoric going down, but if you're going to lose a hero around the objective area, he's probably your best one at least. Gets some vision for the team in the bush. Can cheat death with the Spectre or the Drain Hope. And also you got that slow. You've got the ability to slow the enemy. But right now, objective phase is looking promising to the members of the Sausage Makers. They'll be able to grab this Mortar Punisher and do what with it? Sylvanas actually breaks away into mid lane to push up a wave, I think. Pressure the mid lane, keep front gate. Bless Shield from the Johanna, cleansed out. And an arrow, unfortunately, going wide. As I mentioned, that Sylvanas, she's going to split push. The objective phase going into top lane. Dayquaza, he just respawned! He just respawned!
Stop! Stop! He's already dead.
Punisher to the top lane. Sylvanas will get a free keep. Bottom lane has just pressure mounting, but okay. Consume Soul from Mephisto. Activated. Didn't find a kill. Camp still being invaded. Masquerade diving into the backline. Dayquaza 16 seconds away. Masquerade able to get the Aldruin's Might out. This Johanna, by the way, with like no mana, we get the 20 talents here on the side of Pigs. And Sylvanas is just trying to end the game. Sonya did make it back in time. She'll clear out the catapults in the bottom. We have Rhaegar and Hanzo going down. The Sylvanas blinks forward with the 20 and kills the Sonya. But Grenade from MGQB is able to kill her. Oh, Masquerade low. The catapults are on core. 36% remains. Masquerade low. And that will be a kill on Tychus. Alone Joanna. She tries to run out of here, trying to sidestep the damage. But I do think that is a kill onto her as well. Another
Team kill.
And that is map number 2, Infernal Shrines, to the side of Pigs. Well, Yasu Sylvanas kind of split push won the game right there.
I have earned the golden beard.
Big Doo-Doo Head, thank you for the Prime Gaming for 8 months. Thank you so much for using your Prime Gaming here on this channel. I appreciate it, bud. Is this a best of 5, Baha? Indeed it is, and welcome into map number 3 in this best of 5 for the Nations Cup French qualifier. There is another French qualifier later today. I will unfortunately not be casting it, as we'll be doing Baja Ross, and so this could be the final map of this best of 5 series for the round robin in the French qualifier. As a reminder, the Nations Cup Europe Group Stage 1, I believe that's kind of the phrasing for it, will begin on Tuesday the 18th. I will be live for all of those games. I will only miss, in theory, I should only miss 2 games. 1 game on Saturday, 1 game on Sunday, because on Saturday and Sunday it starts at 5 a.m. PDT. That's when I'm going to wake up, so I will do my best to wake up, eat some food, and then get stream started on those days by at least 6:30, so at least we're hopefully only missing the first best of 3 of the day. So, we're here in Towers of Doom. It's map number 3, which means there are 20 heroes of the 90 unavailable. Plus, of course, by the end of this, we'll have another 6 heroes banned away. If you look, most Michelin stars restaurants aren't French anymore. To be honest, I have no idea what the Michelin star thing even is. Big Trouble is on Disney. Is it really? All right, thank you, Big Guns. That's super weird, because usually when you Google, like, a movie, it has, like, where you can watch it on the side of Google. I feel like it's just becoming more and more difficult. Even things that are free are not being shown that they're free. Like, there was another movie like that recently where I looked on Amazon, like, I was like, oh, I want to watch this movie, and I, like, said it, and then Amazon was like, you can rent it or buy it, and then I looked online, and it was like, oh, it's streaming free on Peacock, and it's like, why didn't it just take me there? I hate this shit nowadays. I hate how many goddamn streaming services there are. It's like cable packages back in the 2000s. So we have a Falstead Stukov, sorry everyone. Falstead Stukov for the side of the sausage makers. On the left-hand side, Pigs will start out with a Sergeant Hammer, a Nubarak, and Lost Vikings. Oh boy! You don't see it on Disney Plus? Ah. Michelin Star was literally made by Michelin Tires to get people to drive. See, that's what I thought, Blast. Thank you. Thank you, Blast. That's what I thought. To be honest to God, whenever I hear Michelin stars, I'm like, why is a tire company rating? Why are they rating restaurants? Why aren't they rating their tires or something? That makes no sense. Deckard Cain to be banned away. I'm sorry, we're a little off topic. We're a little off topic. It might be I was gonna say different countries, but I don't know. Really? They're gonna ban the Butcher? I was gonna joke around and say pick Butcher, but alright. Butcher banned. Not what I was expecting to see, to be honest. Alright. I guess they feel like the Vikings would feed the Butcher. Interesting. Is it High King's Quest Varian? Excuse me, is it Twin Blades Varian? I don't think so. I don't think we get Twin Blades Varian. I think it's gonna be Taunt, so you get like Gravity Lapse, Taunt, Lurking Arm, Big Burst, False Dead goes into Hammers, goes into Gathering Storm, goes into Boomerang at level 7. You get the Spell Armor Reduction that works with Kael'thas as well. Kerrigan Lucio. Oh god. Like I feel like Pig's composition shouldn't, like, it should get like destroyed and countered, but I don't think that's what's gonna happen. I actually feel like they've got the confidence and the skill set to be able to execute with this. Sea Smash is also good. I do like Sea Smash. Taunt Puddle is a classic. Exactly, Menzid. That's exactly what I'm thinking. You're in Australia? Oh, so that is the issue then, Big Guns. That is the issue. I didn't want to assume that you're outside of NA, but it's also rude of me to assume that you're in NA because no one wants to be here. No one wants to be here. Even an issue with general search, it shows up on stars, start sub now, but then you go to the Hulu account and start. Yeah, it's Ninja. I hate that shit, man. I hate it. All right, which team wins Towers of Doom? Which team wins Towers of Doom? Chat, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed, chat. We're heading into a map 4. Personally, I want to see a 5-game series. I want to see this series go the distance. But it might not be the case as we enter into map number 3. My game is pinwheeling. I am nervous. My game is pinwheeling. Please, for the love of God, do not crash. I'm just going to hands off the keyboard. You touch nothing. Touch nothing, Dr. Jones. Hey, there we go. No more pinwheeling, and I'm starting to load as well. Phew. And, oh yeah, there is a gamble going. Yes, there is a gamble.
Hey, listen.
Gamble has begun. If you would like to predict on which team will win Towers of Doom map number 3, this is a best of 5. It is 420 to 420.
Smoke weed every day.
So the players have not swapped sides. That's always good. We'll get our load in here, and we will get going into map number 3. Thank you all again for your patience. Sorry for the delay. Little internet connectivity issues here and there. And welcome back. All right, let's get into it on the left-hand side. As I had mentioned beforehand, we got Pigs, Nagram on the Kerrigan. We've got Dequaz to play the Olaf, Balog, and Eric. Yasu on the Sergeant Hammer, Banana on the Lucio, and Masquerade to play the Anubrek. To the right-hand side, we are looking at the members of the Sausage Makers. We've got Asilios on this Zool. We've got Warren playing the Stukov, Panda Colada on the
10 seconds.
On the Kael'thas, we've got MGQB on the Falstad, and where are you hiding, Ply? There you are, on the Varian. Varian going into Lion's Mott level 1. That is, that's leading me to believe that this will be a taunt Varian. Fetid Touch from the Stukov. We've got Auto Attack from Falstad, so he's not going to be going... Well, he could still go Boomerang at level 7 for the armor reduction, the spell armor reduction. Zool with the Shade. Sergeant Hammer and the rest are going to be pushing in through bottom lane. Sergeant Hammer is going to be going into the Advanced Artillery. Gravity Lapse, Flame Strike onto Sergeant Hammer. No kill onto Yasu, who just backs away, sieges up once again, and will continue to supply some artillery into the fight. Varian, though, has a nice easy target to pick up some of those Lion Moss stacks. And Falstad will rotate through the lanes here. Eric is providing a little bit of vision as that ward in the rotation. We do have the Olaf the Stout at level 1. Dequaza, he's going to be able to tap well. I thought maybe there'd be a potential poke onto a Viking over the far side of the gate, but Nagram does double soak rotation with the Kerrigan as well. You might try and paint along later. Ooh. Absolutely. There's one painting that I actually kind of like. I actually think I have to double check, but I think potentially both the paintings that we could do today have They don't start with liquid clear on the canvas, which is not a standard for Bob, so always interesting with that. Kerrigan with a combo. This should be first blood into the Zool. No amount of shade will allow you to live right there. Alright, first blood. A Varian charging onto a minion to try and get closer to his fort front gate in mid lane. Kerrigan with a Ravage and an Impale. Excuse me, with the Primal Grasp and the Impale. Sappers are dealing some damage into Yasu right now. I'm just trying to deny them getting the rush into the gate, but not able to deny that, and it is going to be some Sapper value through the bottom lane. No Sapper camp grabbed on the side of Pigs just yet, so a little surprised by that. Falstad still soaking between top and mid as best as they can with the help of Zool. What's up, Fish? Kerrigan jumps in, finds the Primal Grasp onto Panda Colada, but now it's Bly jumping in here. That's a root from Zool. Can Kerrigan live? No! Gravity Lapse through Masquerade onto Yasu. Taunt from Varian. That should be a dead Sergeant Hammer. And that's, is that one stack? That's one stack for Falstad and Frequent Flyer because it's 0.5 per heroic takedown. Still, double kill, good for MGQB. Raising the stats up, stealing away the camp here. We will have, what is that, Eric postured on the top right. Lurking arm from Stukov as Banana was, I think, a little bit of a target for Varian for a moment there. One Sapper does go in, taking down the tower. Zool chasing on to Eric, actually just drops the Bone Prism and the Spectral Scythe. Falstad might, will he go left? No, okay, I thought he was going to try and delay things out. Banana does get one delay as well onto Zool. Top left was granted by Olaf. We've still got the middle up and available for contest. Kerrigan working on those Ravage, that Sharpened Blade stacks. Eric with a delay once again. We are going to see, I think that's Spy Games level 4. No, Eric the Swift, sorry. Spy Games is level 1. Eric the Swift, and this is, some resources are being pulled over to this top right, but also Kerrigan, Lucio will be here. That does mean that there's a potential kill into Masquerade or Yasu with the offset fight. And oh my god, Eric gets the channel in the top right. All right, the 40-0 Dream is available.
You have done well.
40-0 Dream is available. Dequaza, any interrupt on De... Okay, there we go. Hammering from Falstad did go Secret Weapon at level 7. That's the auto attack increase while the hammering is out. One of the Vikings will go down. Sorry, Balog goes down in the top lane to the Zool. We still see Kael'thas find the kill onto Lucio, and Anubarak goes down as well. Warren, so very low. And the 40-0 Dream continues, chat. The 40-0 Dream is there. No one paying attention to the Vikings sneaking these tower shots. They're so focused on kills. 7 to 8 in the levels, 1 to 4 in kills, but we're looking at a 40 to 28 core HP. Varian charging onto a Viking, just threatening a little bit right there. 15 out of the 20 stacks on the Lion's Maw level 1. 25, excuse me. Foam Prism onto Banana, but it's not that big of a deal. That laugh signifies the boss is up and available 5 minutes into the game. That is a global announcement, so everyone hears that one. As we cycle through the other numbers, we're looking at the 10 talents here just about here for the side of the sausage makers. Banana might be a target if the Gravity Lapse connects, and that is a nice burst from Varian Falstad. Very much liking the way this is being played. Vikings still keeping the experience pulled in for Pigs here, but we'll see how the game does unfold as the first objective phase might be a bit of a misnomer. Might not be the truth when it comes to how this game is going to unfold. The 40-0 Dream might be ending right here, as that's a fantastic kill onto Anubarak. The Wombo, the very simple Wombo, finding 2 kills in quick succession. Lucio is back. Varian trying to pick up another stack as a Viking will be sitting in the bush.
Take the altars and put an end to the Gravekeeper.
I'm assuming Dequaza will get 1 delay and then run away, yeah. 1 delay, run away. Varian trying to zone back the Lucio. Gets a taunt onto Lucio, actually. We have the barrel roll forward from Falstad. That will be a kill onto Kerrigan. She did pop the Ultralisk, but Panda Colada living with a couple hundred HP. And Falstad still, he's trying to get the channel. He's trying to get the channel once again. Some wells to be tapped over on the bottom right. Falstad has to barrel roll away. Gust is up and available for the Falstad. Gravity Lapse onto the Anubarak. He's getting chunked once again. And Varian close the distance onto Yasu. We are going to have the shield wall at level 10. And the 40 Dream dies right here as the Gravekeeper gets 4 shots into the Raven Lord. 36 to 28 in core HP. All right. 1 to 8 in kills. And that Viking experience, I don't know if they're going to be able to close that much experience gap with these consistent kills throughout the early game. Late game kills going to be pushing even. Oh, the Gust is just too late from Falstad. Eric B steps and dies. Alright, so Zul does his double soak duties. We got a few enemies in the mid lane gonna start collapsing towards bottom with Yasu, who's got the Hover Siege as well as the Regenerative Bio Steel. Falstad currently 16 stacks on the Frequent Flyer level 1, 21 regeneration globes for the Kael'thas, so he's got the activated barrier and then some. 1 more stack for the Stukov on the Fetid Touched until they get that reward of the cooldown of weighted pustule by 5 seconds, and I apologize. Kael'thas and friends get a big old burst onto Lucio, and he's going to be going down. Varian's got Taunt up and available, and in 2 seconds. Falstad can't get into the position for Gus because the Cocoon, but it doesn't matter. Kerrigan goes down. The Cocoon is moot. Single altar in the bottom of the map as Zul pushes up a wave into the top lane fort. Things are looking pretty good here in map number 3 for the Sausage Makers. Gotta love a good beast. Yeah, exactly. All set in position for the channel here. Zul will not be able to convert the top lane bell tower, but the minion wave is getting some fantastic damage in. Actually, Eric might... No, it's not going to get converted from the minion wave, but Eric will go down. Keep in mind, when an enemy hero dies, that's 0.5 stacks for Falstad's level 1, so he is also... These Viking deaths are actually really beneficial for MGQB. It is it's only half a stack, but it's still you're still scaling, team. Falstad barrel rolls in the Chrysalis from Kerrigan. Maybe this is the turnaround. The Gust out from Falstad pushes back the enemy, masquerades the target. Auto attacks are coming in, but Falstad's Flame Strike finds the last little bit of damage. Flailing Swipes push Nagram around, and that is still a double kill to the side of the Sausage Makers. Wow. What are you doing? Did they accidentally just move their Eric down into bottom lane a little too far? A little misclick on the minimap? That's a possibility. Varian dives onto a minion to try and close the gap to Yasu. The Gravity Lapse will be kind of side boosted from Yasu. Sergeant Hammer gonna siege back up. Top lane bell tower being pushed in by the Zul. He's got a bone prison onto this Olaf, but Olaf will not go, or excuse me, Balog will not go down. Olaf in mid lane still soaking up. How many regeneration globes do we have for the Vikings currently? 32, which is going to be a bonus health regen of 16. I do think Olaf is actually fine in mid lane, because look at this right here. Falstad, Gust is available if he really needs to use it. High five from Lucio. Oh no, the high five window! Falstad should be dead. But they get an Eric! Also, I want to point out top lane bell tower, bottom lane bell tower. Here comes the BFG. Narrowly hitting the Zul as Zul's just trying to back away, get some great healing. That's Varian coming in. Crystals from the Kerrigan as well. The taunt from the Varian onto Kerrigan. Meanwhile, the Vikings are going for channel. The Vikings are going to get the channel. The Gravity Lapse at max range will hit Dequaza. So Eric will be able to get bottom. That's 2 shots into the Gravekeeper, as the Raven Lord is going to be tanking a lot more. Woo! 6 shots, if I'm not mistaken, into the core of Pigs. 26 to 26 in core HP. The barrage will not begin with this mid lane bell tower conversion, as the bottom lane did go back over But Falstead flies in. That's a barrel roll forward. A lot of damage onto Masquerade. No kill. Bone Prism. Flame Strike, Flame Strike, Flame Strike! I'm sorry, why are you just, they're just spreading Living Bomb left and right. Sapper Camp for the bottom lane. I admit you've done stuff like that too, yeah. Top lane, Falstead, he's by himself here. Kerrigan looking for the Primal Grasp. And the Ravage. Or excuse me, the Impale. Gus from Falstead, he's just trying to create a window here. Varian will rotate up to top lane as well. He's got the banner out. Trying to clear out the minion wave. Also, finished out that level 1 stacking. Oh, MGQB, you gotta play safe here. Taking a lot of towers, or excuse me, a lot of tank shots. Oh, BFG!
A singular strike.
One shot from the barrage will be had. Falstead, when he respawns, will have flight up and available. Mid lane being reconverted, bottom lane just now respawning over to the side of the sausage makers. Phrasing, don't know what you're talking about.
Prepare yourselves, heroes.
I don't know what you're talking about, bud.
The altars rise.
Okay, so we have a Viking going straight to bottom lane. That should be interrupted. False. Ooh, this might be. Yeah, they might only get. I think this is going to be a 6 to 5 trade. Viking and bottom will go down. All right, so Dayquaza dies right there. They get. Oh, they're going 10 shot. Okay, 10 to 5. Can they make the rotation in time to boss? Vikings showing in top. Nah, they're wait. No, they won't be able to make the rotation in time. Nice interrupt from Anubarak as well. All right, 20 to 16 in core HP. A very close game here on Towers of Doom, map number 3. The Sausage Makers looking to move us into map number 4 in this best of 5 for the French qualifier. Can they do it? We're gonna find out. A 4 HP difference. We've got 20 talents here, just about to be here for the Sausage Makers for a level lead. They have a level lead over the enemy as the Sergeant Hammer continues to utilize that range and that hover siege to clear out these bell towers that are being converted consistently. Oh, virulent reaction, cocoon from cocoon onto Varian. No cocoon there, and Sergeant Hammer 100% dies. Flame Strike over the far side of the wall. Kael'thas trying to get that ignite value. How close were the other 2 games? Not very. Actually, that's not true. Map 1, I would say, was very one-sided to Pigs. Map 2, a lot closer, but still favoring Pigs. This game, so far, has been the most promising we've seen from the side of the Sausage Makers. But of course, Kael'thas will go down. The invade on the camp might have been a little too greedy here. And I talk about, I say something nice. I say one nice thing about the Sausage Makers, and they lose 2 heroes at a critical moment before an objective phase. Oh boy. This is looking like it might start falling apart here in the late game. Alright, they're gonna tank 8 shots. Oh, Falstead, you're dead again. But Gus is available in 30 seconds. Out of position, not sure why Falstead was up there. Really weird late game. It was looking so dominant from the Sausage Makers. This late game just feels a little all over the place, I'm gonna be honest here. Warren, I mean, taking so much damage in this mid lane. Surprised that this is even happening right now. Zul will be cocooned by the Anubarak, and Kerrigan finds an upheaval, or excuse me, an impale and a primal grasp on the far side of the gate. These stagger deaths are just wildly out of place from what we saw early game. I'm honestly kind of flabbergasted by them. Caster Curse confirmed. They got overconfident.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
20 to 8 in core HP. They're not out of it yet. Boss is up in 2 minutes and 10 seconds or so. It's 20 apiece in our talent tiers. We've also got the Ultra Capacitors for Sergeant Hammer. That's a big pickup late game. And keep in mind, when Pigs started picking up these late game kills, this was a 20 talent tier advantage fight to the side of the sausage makers on this camp, and it absolutely fell apart. It fell apart, gave 20 to the opposing team, and now you have Ultra Capacitors. You've also got Trader King for Masquerade, too. That's a really nice pickup for him. Vikings with the Fury of the Storm, they actually do a great job of clearing out the waves with that because each Viking has their own individual timer on that. Sappers being cleared out through bottom. We've got a double Temple phase or double Altar phase coming up. And so we're a little split here from the team. Everyone's going to group back up. They got to find a way into the backline. Falstead flies in, looking for the wind tunnel maybe? Finds the Sergeant Hammer. Oh, this split fight. The wind tunnel from Sergeant Hammer. Lucio is going to get pushed around. Banana's so very low. Banana will go down. That's a big pickup in the fight. Huge BFG from the Hammer. And that is going to be the end of this series here. A promising Towers of Doom. It looks so promising here on Towers of Doom, but...
Team kill!
Oh, are we really going to drag this out? No, okay, thank you, Dequaza, for not dragging this out. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. GG. The Pigs will take this map in the French qualifier. GG, well played. GG's. As a reminder, these VODs will be going up on YouTube with spoiler-free edition and the in-between phase when we're waiting for lobbies and stuff edited out. So be sure to jump over to the YouTube and hit the subscribe button over there. But that was a massive turnaround favoring the side of Pigs. I honestly thought we were going to go to a map 4, and I was really looking forward to it. As I said, no bias against either team. My bias is that I want 5 games in a best of 5. That's all I want. Congratulations to Pigs. They do take that map. I can show you what all the round robin stuff looks like right after this. I want to keep it ambiguous in case people are watching the YouTube VOD or the Twitch VODs and
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
you're a little late on that one, but you know what? I'll take it, Ton. All right, let's take a look at the bracket and stuff.